it's CL. So over the weekend, I was able to attend Daily Refinements 24-hour WhatNot live stream. It was very spontaneous. I've never attended any sort of 24-hour live stream before. So I wanted to tell you all about it and give my overall review of the experience. So how the day started and how I learned about this live stream. So on February 10th, it was Lunar New Year. We attended the Lunar New Year festival throughout the day, which was very fun, but very tiring because it's like loud. There's a lot of people. And essentially my plans for the 10th were to just attend the Lunar New Year festival, go out to dinner, and that was gonna like conclude my day. But around midnight, I get a WhatNot notification that Daily Refinement is live. And please keep in mind that I get notifications every day that certain people that I follow are live. Normally I would like swipe the notification away, but one thing that caught my eye is that I saw that it was a 24-hour live stream. And then when I went to click on it to check it out, it was advertised as continuous giveaways, and they were going to give away like 5 iPads. So at midnight, I joined this live stream just to check it out. My intentions were to just stay a couple hours and to see what it's like because I was just curious. I'm not sure if this was like a planned event or if this was spontaneous. As everyone jumped into the live, people were like questioning like what it was all about, when they were giving away iPads, what do they have to do to enter the giveaway. So I'm not sure how far in advance this was planned or if they just decided spontaneously, yeah, let's go ahead and do a 24-hour live. So the live stream starts. If you buy something, then you can enter in these giveaways throughout the whole 24 hours. And at the end of each session, so they did like big blocks of time. So from midnight to 10:30 a.m., they were gonna sell Tipsy Elves. And then from like 10:30 a.m. to like 2, they were gonna sell dresses. So at the end of each block, they were like giving away the iPads. Once I entered the live stream, one of the things that gets you hyped is the chat, because the chat is like super hyped about the giveaways, super hyped about possibly getting an iPad. So early on, I had made like a small purchase to enter the giveaways. And in my mind, I was like, okay, well, if I enter the giveaways early on, there's less competition because it's like midnight. People are still asleep. Not too many people have purchased anything yet, as opposed to like later on within the 24 hours. There will be more people, more competition. So right away, the first 4 hours, I had won like 3 giveaways, and that's what kind of hooked me to want to stay as long as possible and to continue to enter giveaway, because the more you enter, the better the chance you have of like winning again eventually. So I was trying to stay up as long as I could, but once it hit like 4 a.m., I ended up falling asleep. I was just too tired. I was like, I don't know how people stay up this late. It's 4 a.m. I'm just gonna go to bed. I ended up waking back up at like 8 a.m. and then checking the live to see if they're still going, how's everyone doing? And when I jumped back in at 8 a.m., there were people there that had stayed from midnight to 8 a.m. And one of the people mentioned that they had already won 7 giveaways, which is really impressive because I didn't have that kind of stamina. So as far as what they were auctioning off, the first session they were auctioning off Tipsy Elves, now I've sold Tipsy Elves things before, but they've always been like sweaters and a couple costumes. So several times though, they were auctioning off snowsuits. The chat was really going wild for these snowsuits. Like, it was a very, very popular item. And there was one person in particular that was buying snowsuit after snowsuit. And some of these snowsuits were going for up to $90, sometimes a little bit more than $90. But I was confused at first because I was like, are these snowsuits like costumes? But it turns out they're not costumes. They're actual snowsuits that I guess you can use like skiing or snowboarding, which is a learning experience for me because I thought Tipsy Elves only sold like Christmas sweaters and costumes. I did bid on many things throughout the day, but I was really afraid to bid in the sense like I really relied on the custom bid. I could put a cap of like how much I'm willing to spend. So I really didn't win any of the bids of the things I wanted just because they were being sold at like a price that was way past my budget. Like, I could never pay $90 for one item. I just couldn't do that because it's just, I don't have the money for that. But the reason why I'm saying that I was like hesitant to like bid, like just swipe and bid, because the bids were going so fast. So when you bid on something on Whatnot, you do like the swiping motion across the screen. And I was worried that I would start my swipe when the item was like $13, but it was going so fast that by the time I ended my swipe, I was worried that I was gonna bid on it when it was like $90. So I really relied on the custom bid just to like set a cap, like, okay, I'm capping out at like $25. If it goes past that, then it's just not for me. And I ended up not winning any items just because it was out of my budget. So the first block of when they're selling the Tipsy Elf stuff, it went really well. Like the chat was super hyped. The first two hosts of the night were really good. I think it was Adonis and Melissa. And Adonis is really good host because he really knows how to interact with the chat. His attitude's really positive. Like even though it was midnight and he was hosting until 10:30, he kept up the same energy. He kept up the same positive vibes. So he was a really good host. So by the time the next block came around where there was gonna be like a new host, and instead of Tipsy Elf stuff, they were transitioning and selling dresses, they actually ended the live and restarted the new live to sell dresses. Now, the problem here is if you end the live, all those people that bought things, they now have to re-buy something in order to enter the giveaway for this next block of dresses. So the next host, the host that was selling dresses, I forget her name, not only is she like a new employee, but the moment she got on camera and the live was started and she's getting ready to sell these dresses, the chat was having a complete mental breakdown. This was no fault of hers. She just so happened to show up. The chat is just going crazy because everyone was upset that they reset the live and people were threatening to cancel orders because they had spent thousands of dollars. They're not able to enter the giveaway again because they restarted the live. So for the second block of time, I felt so bad for the host because she really didn't know what was going on. And I think they ended up having to call Chris and just see like what to do. But yeah, people were threatening. People were really upset. They were threatening to cancel their orders because it was advertised as a 24-hour live stream. Keep in mind the beginning of this event, like the moderators were trying to explain it to everyone, like, yeah, it's going to be a full 24 hours. You buy something, you can enter in all the giveaway. Now that they restarted the live and it was a possibility that you'd have to purchase something again, people were just really upset about that. So for the first 10-15 minutes of the second part of the live with the dresses, it was just a complete mess. It was a mess. The chat was upset. People in the chat were like fighting with each other. But thankfully, I think they were able to call Chris and get it all rectified because they were able to restart the previous live, which meant that people that bought something previously could still enter in all the giveaways throughout the day if they wanted to. So props to the new employee. She really kept her calm. She didn't show like she was nervous or anything. She just kind of was trying to figure it out, contact whoever she needs to contact to figure it out. But, especially because the chat at that time was kind of aggressive. The new employee had trouble setting the timer to sudden death, and then someone even in the comments was like, this is such a big task for a new person. Like, it ain't that serious. It ain't that serious. Everything worked out, and eventually the chat calmed down and we went back to like ordering the new dresses. And that's one thing that's good about Chris is that I think he's really good at having employees. He's really good at like figuring out solutions on the spot. I'm the opposite of that. I could never have employees because I'm such a deer in headlights. Like if someone came to me with a problem, like I wouldn't know what to do. I need at least a day to see the problem and figure out a solution. I'm not good at thinking about things on the spot. So in that sense, I give props to Chris for being able to manage all of his employees, being able to troubleshoot through problems. As far as like the dresses, they were so beautiful. They reminded me of like Disney princesses and what I imagine like Disney princesses wear around the palace. Like these dresses were so beautiful. And in the grand scheme of things, they were going for a steal. Part of me kind of wanted to buy one, but then I kind of put myself in check. I'm like, do you really need that? Like I barely leave the house. I don't go anywhere. I don't need a fancy princess dress. So I am proud of myself that I didn't order something I didn't particularly need, that I wasn't planning on reselling. Even though they were beautiful, I'm proud of myself that I didn't purchase any of those. So as far as the rest of the day, after the dresses, they were auctioning off shoes, and I tried to stay as long as I could. So the 24 hours did feel very long. And once we got to the shoes section, I was tired. I was like, okay, I'm gonna rest. Like, I need a nap. I just feel so drained. And I'm not sure if it's because I was just drained from Lunar New Year in general, just like the festivities. Just like having this live on is tiring. All I knew was I was tired, and maybe it's my age. Maybe my age is showing and I just can't hang like I used to. So, and to conclude the day, they ended up selling Tipsy Elves again, and I stayed for the last couple hours. In the end, after the whole 24 hours was up, I had won a total of 4 giveaways. I think that's pretty great. So when that does arrive, I'm gonna do an unboxing and show you all the 4 things that I got, because I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious if it will be like a full outfit, like a sweater or a costume, or if it will be something small like an accessory. So I'll keep you all updated on what I got during these giveaways. But as far as my overall review of how like this 24-hour experience was, I think it was actually a lot of fun. I'm happy that they did it on the weekend, because if they did it during the weekday, I just don't know how that would work, because, you know, people have work, people have other responsibilities. The weekend is the best time to do it. So would I join one of these again? I think so. And I think if they didn't do the giveaways, I think not as many people would have participated. I think there's a lot of people that bought at least one item so they could join the giveaway. If there weren't giveaways, I think there would be a lot less people that would have participated throughout the day, because some people had purposely stayed to enter as many giveaways as possible. And it really paid off. A lot of people, like I said, won multiple giveaways. And as far as improvements, I think maybe advertising a little further ahead of time. One improvement would be like writing out instructions for your employees so there's no confusion, because the first batch, they seemed like they knew what was going on, but then the second batch was like confused, like, am I supposed to be running giveaways? Am I supposed to be running giveaways just once in a while, or am I continuously supposed to do it? And then even the third batch, they had to like pause and just like think, like, what am I supposed to do? Is it continuous giveaways? So definitely leaving instructions out for your employees, just so they know, just so it can be consistent and that each of your employees knows what's going on. And I think, if, you know, I'm going to be fully transparent. I think the fact that I won 4 giveaways really made it more exciting for me. If I didn't win any giveaways throughout the whole 24 hours, I would be like very disappointed, and I don't think I would be as excited to join next time. The giveaways really sold the event. I know that people shouldn't beg for freebies, but then again, that's what's driving the audience, in my opinion. So would I attend again? Absolutely. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I do recommend, if you're not currently following Chris Daily Refinements WhatNot, I think he has more than one store. I'm not quite sure. I for sure follow one of them. It's definitely worth following. So next time there is a 24-hour live stream, you can catch it and participate in the fun. So other than that, yeah, that's my review. It was spontaneous. I had fun. I'm looking forward to what I got from my giveaways, so stay tuned. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.